Drake officially tests positive for coronavirus. 2020 has been off to a rocky start. From World War III rumors to a global pandemic, the year just seems to get worse and worse for some people. The coronavirus has come in and unexpectedly changed a lot of people's plans for the year. As the virus outbreak began in Eastern Asia, in Wuhan, China, it has quickly spread across the world and has been causing damage in many different ways. Recently, we've not only seen large numbers of the population infected with the virus, but a lot of public figures and athletes have contracted the illness as well. World-famous rapper Drake recently has had his own run-ins with the deadly virus and is now taking serious measures to ensure his safety. No one was ready for such sickness to swipe through the world as quickly as it did. Many countries are even completely shut down. The virus has even caused other problems not related to health, as the stock market has been at a low since the coronavirus was announced as a pandemic. Also, stock on regular necessities to maintain health and sanitation has been at a shortage, as many people are preparing for the worst. The worst is yet to come, though. With the coronavirus death toll growing every day and the number of inflicted bystanders is at a rapid exponential growth, it is important to take extreme safety precautions. With Drake taking safety precautions because of his recent contact with the virus, do you think that he is hiding his diagnosis? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to watch until the end to find out how Drake got the coronavirus. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to ensure that you never miss a video. Also, make sure to comment keyword Corona to enter for your chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. Drake is one of the biggest superstars in the world. He is globally recognized as one of the greatest artists of all time. The Toronto-born rapper is always in the news for something, and most of the time it is not negative, considering he is loved by many and has one of the biggest fan bases. Recently, the coronavirus has caused a halt to almost everything in everyone's everyday lives. Restaurants, schools, and many people's day-to-day occupations have been closed after the recent scare. Since the spread of the virus has gotten out of hand, even the people who you would never expect to catch the virus have caught it. Public figures including soccer players, basketball players, government officials, and actors have contracted the virus. This indicates that no one is safe based on public status. 21 Savage was a celebrity who more recently fell ill and was concerned about his diagnosis. He was so scared that he did not even want to see a health professional because he believed that they would diagnose him with the coronavirus regardless of his symptoms. With many athletes falling victim to the health crisis, it is imminent that they would pass it on to their other celebrity friends. After French athlete Rudy Gobert was the first NBA player diagnosed with the virus, the league quickly canceled and postponed the remaining games until further notice. Keep watching to find out how this directly affects Drake's diagnosis. After Gobert was diagnosed, fellow teammate Donovan Mitchell was also diagnosed. This is when things got serious. The most recent batch of positive tests came on Thursday from the Los Angeles Lakers, Philadelphia 76ers, and Denver Nuggets. The Lakers reportedly had 2 players test positive for the illness, while the 76ers confirmed that 3 members of the organization have the coronavirus, with all other test results coming back negative. The Nuggets announced 1 positive test result from their organization, bringing the NBA total to 13 individuals from 6 different teams. The biggest announced name to have been tested positive in the NBA is none other than Kevin Durrant. The Brooklyn Nets superstar is a 2-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA Finals Most Valuable Player, 1-time NBA Most Valuable Player award recipient, and 10-time NBA All-Star. It is easy to say that Kevin Durrant is regarded as one of the greatest players the NBA has ever seen. NBA spokesperson Mike Bass issued a statement regarding the recent findings, stating public health authorities and team doctors have been concerned that, given NBA players' direct contact with each other and close interactions with general public, in addition to their frequent travel, they could accelerate the spread of the virus. Following 2 players testing positive last week, others were tested and 5 additional players tested positive. Hopefully, by these players choosing to make their test results public, they have drawn attention to the critical need for young people to follow CDC recommendations in order to protect themselves, particularly those with underlying health conditions and the elderly. Mike Bass was correct. These high-profile athletes are the most susceptible to spreading the contagious disease. But how does this affect Drake? Let us tell you. Drake has reportedly been forced to self-isolate after partying with Kevin Durrant. Drake is now held up in his mansion after hanging out with Durrant just days before the Brooklyn Nets basketball player was diagnosed. Durrant himself was ruled out with an injury before testing positive with the virus. Presumably, he would decide to link up with his rapper friend, that is none other than Drake, who was also in LA at the time. The 33-year-old rap icon revealed that he was with Kevin Durrant prior to his diagnosis with an Instagram picture that was posted of the two together in West Hollywood. Durrant said that he was feeling fine and doesn't have any symptoms. He said, "Everyone, be careful, take care of yourself and quarantine. We're going to get through this." ESPN reported the only player showing symptoms experienced aches when he woke up Tuesday. The players were able to receive the test after the Nets paid a private company out of pocket. Drake, on the other hand, has been enjoying himself back in Toronto after quarantining himself in his custom-built mansion. He posted to his Instagram story a photo of him watching 90s movie classics and shooting hoops in his home gym. Drake's fans are now worried about his health. Considering he is always on the move, he could have been exposed multiple times to the virus. The thing that is really terrifying about the illness is that symptoms do not appear right away. The virus is said to be spread from person to person, in most cases is highly contagious. People are thought to be most contagious when they are most symptomatic. Although most people who are most symptomatic are usually in isolation, it may be possible that a person can get the deadly coronavirus by touching a surface or object that has the virus on it, and when touching their mouth, nose, or possibly their eyes. But this is not thought to be the main way the virus spreads. How easily a virus spreads from person to person can vary. Some viruses are highly contagious, like measles, while other viruses do not spread as easily. Another factor is whether the spread is sustained, spreading continually without stopping. The NBA isn't the only sporting organizations affected by the spread of the coronavirus. Various other leagues have been impacted. The NHL, National Hockey League, also suspended the rest of the games that have been scheduled, and even Major League Baseball called off spring training and pushed back the start of the season because of this pandemic. Before then, as things got bad across the globe, all European soccer leagues and competitions were also suspended because of the outbreak. Soccer is the biggest game played worldwide. The cancellation of these big leagues indicates a serious problem is on our hands. Many soccer players have also announced that they as well have contracted the coronavirus. 2 members of Juventus' first team have been diagnosed with the virus, those being Blaise Matuidi and Daniele Rugani, who are both teammates of Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the most famous soccer players of all time. He has taken matters into his own hands and actually moved along with his family to a private island until things blow over. Athletes are not the only public figures to have contracted the illness, as some well-known actors have as well. Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks being 2 of the most notable names diagnosed with this horrible illness. On March 11th, the internationally beloved actor shared on Twitter that he and his wife, actress and singer Rita Wilson, contracted coronavirus in Australia. Idris Elba and Charlotte Lawrence are also sick with the virus. Not to mention, Iran's very own vice president was one of 7 of the country's government officials who tested positive for the virus. All of this indicates that no one is safe and anyone could contract the coronavirus. Only recently has the outbreak begun to get worse and worse in the United States. Europe, on the other hand, seems to have taken the second biggest hit outside of China. Italy, to be specific, has taken the biggest hit out of all the European countries. The entire country is on lockdown because of the spread of the coronavirus. With a population of over 60 million people, the country is very deep in its health crisis. The pandemic reached Italy and quickly spread to the rest of Europe. With almost 250,000 global cases, Italy accounts for just over 40,000 of those, which is the second highest behind China. Italy has gotten the worst of the outbreak though. Unfortunately, as of March 19, 2020, Italy officially surpassed China in the total number of deaths caused by the virus. China has doubled the cases as Italy has though. Out of the 98,000 closed coronavirus cases, 10,000 people have died and 88,000 people have recovered, which is a 10% death rate. Drake is loved by many, and a positive coronavirus test would send his fans going crazy over his health. The illness is not something to play with, and we encourage anyone listening to consider self-isolation, as the virus is most likely in your country. Symptoms include headaches, fever, body aches, a sore throat, and sinus issues. If you are feeling like any of these are adding up to you how you feel, please take proper safety precautions. Kevin Durrant is one of the biggest names in the sports world, and his recent connections with Drake could have left the Toronto rapper exposed and sick. Drake is currently in quarantine and self-isolating. Maybe this means he will release some new music in the meantime. This is one of the biggest pandemics in human history, and things do not seem to be slowing down anytime soon. With more than 10,000 people losing their lives to this deadly virus, who knows what famous person might be the next fatality? Many people still continue to look at the coronavirus as no big deal, but the numbers are there to prove how big of a deal it is. With the President of the United States declaring a national emergency, The sickness is not something to be taken lightly. Do you think that Drake self-isolating and quarantining himself means that he has the coronavirus and is hiding it from the public? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in to Line Report, where we dove deep into Drake's coronavirus diagnosis. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to ensure that you never miss a video. Also, make sure to comment keyword Corona to enter for your chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. See you next time on Line Report.